Welcome. On the evening of Thursday, the 26th of February, the border tension between Afghanistan and Pakistan entered an unprecedented stage. The Afghan Taliban, through its spokesperson Zabihullah, announced extensive retaliatory operations on the shared border between the two countries on what is called the Durand Line.
The Afghan attack came in response to intense Pakistani airstrikes a few days ago, which targeted what Pakistan described as camps belonging to an Afghan Taliban faction. The direct clash between the two parties warns of dire consequences, especially since the latest spark of these events began a few days ago when the Pakistani airstrikes, which it described at the time as precise and intelligence-based, targeted camps belonging to the Taliban movement, resulting in the death of about 80 fighters. In response, the Taliban stated that the victims were civilians and considered this a violation of its sovereignty. Despite United Nations calls for dialogue between the parties, the field remains ablaze with mutual accusations regarding armed groups, their protection, and the use of each other's territories. This escalation is, of course, not separate from the major changes in the region, and this tension comes simultaneously with Israel's announcement of forming what it calls an axis of countries, including India, Greece, and other countries, to confront what it described as extremist axis, specifically Sunni and Shia. The Indian Prime Minister in Tel Aviv is discussing securing strategic interests, as Israel describes them, in a surprisingly coincidental timing. Let's return again to the conflict. On the Durand Line in the year 1893, when the British drew the Durand Line as a boundary separating Afghanistan from British India, historically, no government in Afghanistan has recognized this.
And the Taliban, which was formed in 2007, is based in Afghan territory against Pakistan. It tries to confront the Pakistani army. Pakistan relies in this confrontation on an army that is perhaps the most prepared and advanced in the region. It possesses nuclear weapons and modern military technologies, part of which is, of course, made in China.
The Pakistani army has extensive experience in counter-insurgency operations, such as Operation Zarb-e-Azb in the year 2014, in addition to its successes last year in a very dangerous confrontation with India, where it shot down several aircraft thanks to the Chinese technology it possesses.
Although the current situation has not yet reached a full-scale war, the collapse of the truce mediated by Qatar and Turkey last year warns of a prolonged period of attrition.
The diplomatic dialogue that ensures no party harbors armed groups might be the only sustainable path, especially since the South Asia region is burdened with crisis and cannot afford to slip into a new war front.